Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we are in Bloxburg. Like I said yesterday, I filmed the footage yesterday and got everything done that I needed done. It will be interesting to see how this video goes, but right now we're going to be touring my plots while I kind of talk about my recent opinions on Bloxburg and kind of where I stand with the development team as someone who is just a regular everyday player, was an everyday player. So I think that my first topic I want to talk about is my problem with the updates. They don't feel like Bloxburg anymore. Like, if you noticed how Coeptus ran the game comparatively to the new team, if you can even call them that, because at this point they've had access to Bloxburg for like 3 years, something like that, which like insane, but still. And my main problem is like the garden update that we just had. We just had the gardening update, and I was expecting it to be like the one that Coeptus was a part of. Which, if you did not know, there was actually a period of time when Coeptus still had say in the updates after the new developers took over. But that's kind of shifted now, and you can tell that he's no longer an active participant in the game because he sold it, right? Well, I think something to that as well is the new team really has not done a good job maintaining what Coeptus built. For me personally, as someone who has played since around 2021, I want to say Valentine's Day 2021 in Bloxburg, it has been really hard to see the game like gain so many players and gain so much popularity to then kind of falling off the edge of the earth. And I think something to that is people like don't like the game because the new map doesn't feel like Bloxburg. In my opinion, especially, I feel like my main problem is it's not that it was new, because even when it was new, I did not like it. It felt very similar to Row Citizens, and the excuse people used was, well, of course it's going to feel similar to Row Citizens because they're a similar game. But I feel like that's not the case. Like, if you actually look at the Row Citizens map and then look at the Bloxburg map, they're kind of eerily similar. And also, we did not need all this space in a map revamp. Like, the map is so massive now that it can feel overwhelming to even try going anywhere, and it lags out devices such as mobile. I mean, even when I was playing this on my new iPad that has not had that much like storage and stuff removed from it, it still lagged when loading plots. And I understand a lot of people are going to be like, well, that's just a part of it, But actually, well, yes, but I don't think that this plot was super laggy. Like, especially some of the later plots you're going to see of mine. They aren't super laggy. Like, I don't understand why it lagged out. It just did. And I think that my problem with the updates is it doesn't feel like Bloxburg anymore. It feels like one of those imitation map revamp games where it's like, yeah, this is what it's going to look like. And then we all kind of went along with it and we're like, okay, sure. Yeah, let's go with that. And then I think something else to that is we're going to move on to like my second point, the development team. They have done a really good job communicating. I will give them that. But my main problem with it at the same time is, I don't know, I just don't feel like it's the same game anymore. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, new management, blah, 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 that kind of thing. But for me, I think that even under new management, it still probably would have felt the same somewhat if like Coeptus had actually taught them what to do and taught them, yeah, this is going to be the way it is, or rather, this is kind of the formula. I think that Coeptus had very strong stances on creativity and things he did not want to add to the game because it limited our creativity. And I think that one of the things that they have added that I have really not liked was the fact that now event items cost tickets, because now we're in a time suck where we constantly have to be farming tickets so we can afford new things that we don't need. And that's why, like, during events, I literally basically don't log on anymore. I will maybe decorate my house for this season with old items or a few ticket items, but I'm just not going to sit there and spend hours upon hours trying to get these basic furniture items that you could find at the local Goodwill or Shein, or for that matter, Temu. Like, I almost guarantee a lot of the seasonal items that they had ideas for came off Temu. Sorry, but that's just the way I feel. Like, and also something to that is the content creators behind this supporting the game. There's nothing wrong with supporting the game. It's just, it feels so fake and it feels so forced, because I remember Robuilds posting a video shortly after the map revamp came out, and they were like, let me clear the air, blah, 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 you know, like, this is why it feels different. But I think the reason it feels different is because it doesn't look the way that it should. I have very strong stances that Bloxburg has this unique look, and it had a unique look for the longest time. Like, and it had a similar old Roblox kind of feeling. And I think when they took a lot of that old Roblox feeling away, that's when people started leaving the game. And for me personally, you can see my money. I have 7.3 million, which a lot of it, believe it or not, does not come from plots, and I have not changed it in years. I started around 2023 saving money, and it kind of just formed into that. I know a lot of people are much richer in Bloxburg than me now. I saw a video the other day of a girl talking about how you should be able to get 53 million. And if you're spending 53 million on one plot, I think you need help. Like, I know that there have been plots that are about 10 million, but like, unless it's Fabergé eggs literally everywhere, there's no reason for you to have that much money. And I don't know, I just feel like the game doesn't feel like it used to, and a lot of people are probably going to blame it on growing up. But if you're similar to me, then you know what I'm talking about. The new devs haven't done a great job of preserving Coeptus. And I know a lot of people are probably going to talk about, like, the secret mural and stuff, like the mural and stuff. Yeah, but that's basically the same thing as, like, I don't know, when Charlie Kirk died, slap an Erica Kirk sticker on your water bottle and be like, yeah, he mattered. Like, when you don't actually think about the implications that it has. And I was not the biggest fan of Charlie Kirk. That's just the reference I came up with because, like, you know. And I think it's just so interesting because, like, the game doesn't feel right. And also, the gardening update, when I was expecting a gardening update, I was expecting a gardening update. I was expecting, like, maybe peonies in the game, more flowers. Like, the wells were a great addition, I'll be honest, but I was expecting a lot more than we actually got in this update, and it was honestly underwhelming to the point where I logged in for like 5 minutes yesterday before making this video just to check out the update, and then I sat there and I was like, oh, this sucks. Like, when I expect a gardening update, I expect full-blown, like, flowers and all. And because, you know, it felt less about, like, the plants and stuff and more about, yeah, guys, we got a spring update. It doesn't really matter what's in it, but you're getting it. And I just find it so funny because the game doesn't feel like it used to. And I know I sound like a broken record right here, but content creators are trying to protect the game's image and act like nothing's wrong, probably because they're afraid of getting taken out of the content creator program, like Ashley the Unicorn. I know that in December she had leaked a logo for the Christmas update she was not supposed to, and then she got taken out of the program. But I have a feeling that they also have a tight lock and key about how much criticism is allowed in the game, or rather about the game. For me, I probably could never be in the program, mainly because, number one, I don't play Bloxburg that much anymore. Number two, I would constantly be criticizing it. There is so much I have to say about the game, and rather, I just don't feel like it's the same game anymore. I find that it is flushed out of proportion. They focused so much on the overall look of the game, they forgot about the feel of the game, you know? And I think that that can be hard to explain, and I'm going to try to, but I don't know if I'll do a great job. When you have a game like Bloxburg, and you have it in this feeling of, you know, the trolls, the role plays, the decoration aspect, everything works well together, but when you focus too much on one side to that, it can feel imbalanced. And I think that it has felt imbalanced for a really long time. Because I made this house that you're seeing in 2023, and the game felt imbalanced even then. Because after Coeptus had left, you could tell that he had left. They had taken off the whole old feeling of the game, slapped everything out of the way, and it just doesn't feel like it felt. And to quote Harry Styles, it's not the same as it was. And I feel like also a lot of content creators for Bloxburg have changed their content styles. I used to watch a lot of Bloxburg creators, and I don't watch any of them anymore because I was recently looking at some of their videos and stuff. They have completely shifted their kind of content. More specifically, it's to play to a younger audience rather than the kind of middle schooler teenage audience that it used to be. And because that was definitely me. I started playing Bloxburg when I was 11, and I think that it's really not done well for the game. I don't know. I just can't explain it. Maybe I'm a new developer hater, but I have a feeling that it doesn't feel the same. It feels forced. It feels kind of not Bloxburg in a way. I don't think it feels like the way, I think of it like this. If Coeptus was still running the game, it would not look like this. And I strongly, strongly believe that. If he was still running the game, I do not think that it would feel like this. And a lot of people have mixed opinions on the new development team. Some people like them. Some people like me don't. I think that it feels very corporate, and which makes sense considering, Bloxburg was bought out by a corporation. Also, you're going to be seeing a speed paint right here. It's just kind of for my outro, because I think wrapping it up here, I've said basically all I wanted to say. I don't personally like the game anymore. That's about it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys again soon.